Hey, this is Hans, the Ramenator, coming at you with yet another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time, the show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles. And today I've got one from Brazil. This is Cremoso. Molho de Queijo. So it's like cheesy. And then it also mentions menos agua. So it uses less water. So a lot of Brazilian varieties end up being less of a broth, more of a sauce or a stewy kind of thing. So, that's what we got today. And I got a couple things I'll throw into it that seem logical. I mean, I've never been to Brazil. I really don't know much about Brazilian food, so I'm hoping. Anyways, still waiting for the water to boil. Oh my. So, here's what the noodle block looks like, and it comes with one sachet. So what you do is you boil the noodles for 3 minutes, stirring pretty commonly because it only uses 300 mils of water. And once it's done, stir in that sachet and you're good to go. So that will commence as soon as this water is boiling. So today is a pretty big day. This is the end of the school year for Miles. He's going to be going to summer school, which is awesome. They said that it's mainly for retention of what they learned during the school year. But they don't really learn a bunch of new stuff, but it helps reinforce. And it's like 3 weeks, and he loves school so much that it's like perfect, you know. But, yeah, things are good. Had to get him out the door a few minutes ago, and so just me and the memester. I think she'll probably like to try this one. I mean, it's cheese. She likes cheese. Boiling yet? Yeah, it's not boiling yet. Why isn't it boiling yet? I really don't understand. Well, I want to make it boil real quick. Watch this. Alright, did you see that? Did you see how fast that was? I just made it boil. That's what I can do. It's pretty amazing. I can tell you're impressed. Alright, 3 minutes on the clock. So the trick with this is you don't want to boil it too hot, I'm guessing, but you want it to like suck up most of the liquid, but leave enough to stir in the sachet. And of course you don't want it to boil over, and while I'm saying you don't want it to boil over, it should. It's behaving. Wow. I'm doing something right today. So we're thinking about getting a new television set. We've got a new Samsung 4K 55-inch. You can get it at Costco. And they've got a deal that they mentioned in their thing. It was like $347. We've got a 50-inch Samsung. We enjoy it thoroughly. So I think that might be what we go for. 55-inch, that's an upgrade. Plus, we've got that little dot on our TV screen that we don't like. I don't know. $350 though for a TV set, that's pretty cheap. And we've had this Samsung one since 2000. So it's been like almost 5 years. No, it's been at least 5 years actually. We got it before we moved the time before last, so that would have been early 2014. So yeah, 5 years. But then you start thinking, well, let's see, wait a second. It was $700? So if it was 5 years and it was $700, what is that? Like $125 a year? No, $150 a year, somewhere between 125 and $150 a year. Then you got to buy cable. Then you buy all this other junk. The way I look at it, the longer you own something, and the more use you get out of it, the more you get what you paid for. It's like DSLR cameras, dude. It's like I still think about it. I've taken, it said on the thing something around like 15,000 to 20,000 photos, but the thing was like $1,200. So it's like, let's see, 1,200 with 2 more zeros is what? 12,000, 120,000 pennies. If I've taken 12,000 photos, that's a dime a photo, right? Yeah. So I really want to get that per photo cost way down before I replace that thing, but there's no real need to. I mean, it's like that thing has been sitting on a copy stand, and that's where it gets used. It doesn't go outdoors, and it just stays stationary, and I push a button on the computer, it goes tick, 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 tick. It's all good. All right, it looks like, okay. Seasoning. And it's really hot, so I don't know how well it will work with a camera. But you know. And I'm gonna dump it in. It's a really light powder. Stir and stir and stir. And it uses less water, and that's a big deal, I guess. I wonder if there's like a thickening agent in it too. Oh. So, as most of you know, I am not a religious person. However, when religious people... When religious people knock on my door, I answer. And I generally, if they want to talk about religion, I'm all about it. That's cool. I think it's kind of fascinating, the concept of somebody knocking on your door and wanting to talk about philosophy. Well, the other day that happened, and the guys who did it are coming back today to do it some more. I told them that they're not going to be able to add me to their flock, as it were, but I want to know as much about the people around me as possible, you know. So these guys are Mormon. They're from Utah. They didn't know each other when they were paired up to go on their mission, and then they've never been to Washington before, and so I don't know. It just seems really, to me, that's, first off, you get to meet all these people that you've never met before. You're looking dead on right in the eye of adversity, because those guys get, I mean, most people are like, those people come to my door. They generally, people are like kind of negative about it. I, on the other hand, I feel like they're pretty brave, and they're putting, you know, themselves on the line for a lot of, you know, I guess you could call it religious bigotry, or, you know, just all around meeting a lot of jerks. So it's like, yeah, come on in, let's talk about what you got to say. And they wanted me to pray with them. I was like, no. And they asked if it was okay for them to pray. I'm like, of course, I'm not gonna get in the way of that. Go for it. And so they prayed for me and my wife and my children, and I thanked them, and they said, hey, can we come back and talk more? I'm like, sure, do you want some noodles? So I got little bags of noodles all ready for them. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that, because I'm like a huge proponent. I still have tons of friends that like fantasize of all the jacked up things they could do to the Mormons when they come to the door, and I think it's like, I don't know, I consider myself an atheist, but I'm probably more like an agnostic slash. I really liked what my buddy Thomas coined me as when I was in Malaysia. He said, "Oh, you're a free thinker." I'm like, "That's nice. I like that. I'll take that." Yeah, I'll say I don't know if there's any kind of extraterrestrial, existential godhead that exists. Because, I mean, to me, who knows, really? I mean, I err on the side of like, well, I don't believe it, and I don't really think that's just the way it is. But, other people do, and it doesn't mean that just because I don't think something is a certain way, that doesn't mean that it isn't, or that other people exist that have differing opinions, and hey, I want to know about them, so that's why I invite those guys in. So here's our macarao, that's what they call it, macarao. I got some chicken I baked. That right there, and I'm gonna do a tiny. I'll do this first. Oh, the stereo, the music is gonna die. Hi, Mimi. And here's some fried onion. Oh crap! I didn't try it. All right. I know, Mimi, I know. So I gotta take a little. Okay, nothing on it, nothing on it, nothing on it. Let's give it a try. It looks like it's thick and cheesy. Yeah, it's like noodles with a cheese sauce. That's good. Put a little pinch of green onion on top. Come on, stay up there. And are we good? Yeah, I think we're good. So let's let Rotato have its way with and rotate this cheesy Brazilian noodle. Take it away, Rotato. Alright, well, cool. This was one that was donated by a reader of the blog. And actually, I think he was on Instagram. But anyways, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you've got things that you want to see me cook up, get a hold of me. Shoot them over. And I'll cook them up for you. Alright, this has been Hans the Ramen Raider wishing you enjoyment of your noodles every day. Have a good one and bye.